Hi class, welcome to MRD320. My name is Nicole Morales. I'm going to be your instructor, hopefully for, well, I know all of MRD320, but hopefully I will actually be sticking with you guys for the next 2 semesters as well, to finish off this capstone. As you probably already know, this is a 1-unit, semester-long capstone course. And it's actually then split into 3 different sections. So you're going to be working on this capstone for summer, fall, and spring. I know it sounds crazy, but the great thing about this is we are going to be going slowly, piece by piece, on this capstone project so that it's not overwhelming. My only warning is because it's 1 unit fully online, don't forget about this course. The more it stacks up, the more you get behind. And it's not like, oh, I can forget about that assignment. This course builds on each week. So if you miss an assignment, you're still gonna have to turn that in eventually for the final paper. So stay on top of it. It's not a lot of work if you are on top of it. Another warning for you, read. There's a lot of research in this course, and that means reading a lot of journal articles, a lot of kind of tough things. And so make sure you're taking that on piece by piece because you don't want to leave that to the very end. I'll talk about that more throughout the course, but what I want to do right now is just kind of give you a really good idea of what you're going to be doing in this whole capstone, but then also focus in on MRD320, what we're going to be working on this semester. So the first part is that we're going to have you come up with a topic and a problem. So this is going to be the next couple weeks. We're going to really dig into what are some of these topics or problems that you're going to choose what you're going to work with. And let me tell you, you're going to be working with this for a whole 12 months. So make sure you're choosing a really good topic. No pressure. But some ideas, I just want to make sure you're really focusing in on what you see as a problem at work. Maybe you are inundated with inefficient meetings and you want to do some research on what are efficient ways to hold productive meetings. You can think about something in a volunteer position. Maybe you work with volunteers at your church and you are constantly lacking good volunteers to step up and take that on. That's a great research project. Maybe you think that there is something that your community could use. You can look at our sample paper. It's in the top parts of the modules. I really recommend you take time to read that. The author of that paper wrote about an issue that she was having in her condominium units. And so she took that problem and worked that through the whole time. So we're not going to tackle in this topic or problem something like world peace, hunger. If you want to talk about how to provide more fresh food for a food bank in your neighborhood, that's an awesome topic. But we're not going to try to have you solve world hunger. Does that make sense? Really try to make something that you are engaged with that will help you in your own personal life. An example, this whole paper I think can be summed up in the analogy of, you've heard this before, don't go to your boss with problems, go to your boss with solutions. So think of it in that way of, you are going to write this whole capstone, and the ideal situation is at the end, you can take this paper and go, hey boss, I realized we were having an issue with this at work. And I have done some research and I have created a strategic plan on how to solve this. All right, so think of it in that way. So don't come up with these big, broad ideas of like, I've always wanted to, rid San Diego of homelessness. But as another student is doing, she's looking into mobile facilities for a certain community. So that also brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about. So when you're thinking about these problems, these topics, it's such human nature to already think of a solution. So that's where you think, okay, we have a very inefficient meetings. I think if we implement agendas, that we're going to be so much more efficient. So I want you to forget as much as you can about that solution. So actually, just try to erase it from your mind. Get rid of any solution that you think, because this isn't about thinking, it's about knowing. And that's what comes into our second phase of our research paper. So this is kind of, you're going to do a lot of work in chapter 1 about this, and then you're going to work on the research. So MRD320 is only this part. This is chapter 1, and so that's what we'll be, chapter 1. We're going to be focused on the first half, and then this is the second half. And you're going to be doing a lit review. I know it sounds intimidating, but you're going to be gathering all this research and analyzing what other people have discovered, what other people have written about your topic. Because what you want is for your next phase, so starting in fall for MRD 420, you want to start coming up with those solutions that are backed by research. So if you had that solution up here in your mind, you're going to start looking for the research that backs up your solution. You don't want that. You want to figure out what research is out there about this topic. That's another reason. Don't work with world peace or world hunger, because you know what? There's going to be a whole lot of research about that. And there's no way you can come up with, simple solution. So think of something that can be researched, but don't necessarily think of the solution. Do your research just on that problem and that topic, and that will guide your solutions. That's what true good research is. So I hope that gives you a really good overview of what we're going to be doing and how we'll move forward. I think that will help guide you as you start thinking about these topics and these problems. We're going to, again, spend a couple weeks trying to come up with really good topics. We're going to dialogue about it online together, help each other out, and I think that you'll be able to come out in a couple weeks with some really solid, exciting topics. I love reading these papers because I learned so much, and I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. I want to remind you that at the top in the modules, there's an Ask Your Instructor discussion there. If you have any questions about this course, go ahead and post them there. You pretty much guarantee somebody else in this course is also going to have that question. So go ahead and post it. Don't be shy. And I will try to get back to you with an answer by the next morning. And then everybody else can see the answer that you got. All right? I look forward to working with you guys in this next semester, hopefully for the rest of the year, and we're going to create some really great research projects, capstones. Thanks. Take care.